Hi guys, it's Alara. Welcome back to Couch Conversation. Sorry, I do have a dog. Hopefully, I didn't. I'll be right back, y'all. My bad, y'all. I didn't accidentally threw his toy in the trash can. But this is my dog Rico. Welcome to Couch Conversation. This is Alara. Sorry to repeat myself. But right now we are gonna talk about living in your authentic truth. The importance of living in your authentic truth. Sorry, I just had a 420 break, so excuse my lips if they a little dry and great. Um, living in your truth. That's how you know you are taking necessary steps to heal. When it's uncomfortable cutting certain people off, but it just don't feel right being around certain people and just the way that people think and their dynamic. When you can stand up for yourself and take control of your life because it is your life, that's how you know like you're taking the necessary steps to heal. And it might be uncomfortable when you know what you want for yourself is not at all what anybody around you has ever seen. It's not normal. That's impossible. No one's ever seen that. That doesn't make any sense to people around you. But you know in your heart that's what you want and that it's your life. When you allow people to project and push their narrative onto you, ultimately you allow people to help create your reality. And if their reality is not the reality that you want, you might not want to confide in them because their thoughts and projections are going to become your reality, whether you like it or not. It's important to heal because you can discern who is here to bring you down and who is here to lift you up. You can discern your feelings. You can trust your feelings. You can be like, you know what? I love myself. I'm confident enough in what I need for myself that I'm gonna go within and I'm gonna go with my gut, not go with what Billy Bob and Joe told me to do about this situation. And a lot of people need to understand that growing up means things that are important to you should be important to you. And everybody shouldn't have a say so in what you got going on that's important to you. And you shouldn't pillow talk about certain things to certain people that they don't have no business knowing about when it's important to you, especially if you know that it could be detrimental to the things that you truly want in life. Walking in your authentic self, the lies will catch up. The lies will catch up. You're going to miss out on so many opportunities, so many blessings because you're so naive and you're lying to yourself. You're not listening to your true authentic self. Eventually you're going to be stuck in a life full of lies, a life full of unhappiness, a life full of turmoil, a life full of trauma, a life full of mental breakdowns because literally you're mentally going through it. If you're not physically being beat up by somebody, you are mentally being beat up. Whether it's your own thoughts or the thoughts that someone's projecting onto you or the environment that somebody is causing, like the chaos, the havoc, it's just not cohesive. It's not going to work. So when you're healing, you can discern whether or not certain things are good for you, and you can move accordingly with the confidence that it's all going to work out in your favor because you chose yourself. There's nothing wrong with being selfish if it's going to better yourself and those around you. If it makes you an easier person to be around, to want to be around, it makes life easier to live, make it easier for you to be happy in your true skin. When you're healed and you're healing, you don't care about what the next person thinks about you. This is who you are through and through. And a lot of people are walking around with masks on that are going to eventually fade. They're going to eventually start to crack. People are going to see through that. And it's going to be too late to the point where these people wearing masks, they don't even know who they really are. They're so confused in who they are. They don't even know who they really are anymore because they've been fed a different narrative of what they should want and what they shouldn't want. And they've never stood up for what they actually want for themselves. So they're walking around with the blind leading the blind, you know, out here causing havoc on innocent people that are just crossing their paths, here to maybe help them cross over to the light to see a different perspective on the world, maybe open their horizons, open their brain, their mind up to different ideas and different ways of life. But because they're so narrow minded and because they're so easily manipulated and so willing to confide in those around them and listen and take it, because their intuition is just, it's just not, like, almost non-existent, and it is detrimental to people's lives. It's not even about another person, it's about a job opportunity, it's about being in the right mental state to make decisions that are important in your life, because decisions have consequences. Like, regardless if the consequence is a good one or if it's a bad consequence, every decision has a consequence. And as an adult, if you don't have some type of mental illness and extra chromosome, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have no reasons to be making certain decisions that you can't even answer for, can't show for, can't account for, can't, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, you're an adult. Like I said in my last video, nobody's about to continue wiping ass and carrying people through life. We getting down to the nitty gritty of why the millennials have their issues and why Gen Y has their issues. And the only reason why I'm talking about the millennials and the Gen Y is because my mother, is a millennial and I am a Gen Y. And based on my life growing up, I had a beautiful childhood, but things could have been real bad if they, if y'all was not in the mix and my guardian angels were not in the mix. And I thank God that I did not go through things that other people have gone through in their childhoods. But it also, my mom's dating mechanisms, you know what I'm saying? They show in my dating mechanism. And I have to think about, like, where my grandma, back in those days, how they used to date, and then how it goes on to down to my mom, trickle down to my mom, and how is it trickling down to me. But we're ending cycles, baby, over here, chopping them up, slicing and dicing them over here, because my daughters and my sons are not gonna date like that. And I am here to encourage other people to heal themselves. So, like, what, the next generation is not brokenhearted over here, creating broken homes, thinking that this nastiness, this filth is normal, and just being these lazy people that have nothing to show for in life. Like, no, you need to walk in your power. You need to walk in your purpose. Like, there's a reason why you're here. Walk it on out, okay? You might not know in the beginning, because I definitely did not know. And I'm starting to find out. You know what I'm saying? Every single day. But I am just here to encourage people to walk in their purpose. And if you do have children now, please invest into whatever they're creative in, whatever they love, whatever their creativity is, whatever their talents are. Yawn for confirmation. Invest in them. Like, you will not go wrong. If I had a child, I would invest in whatever creatively wise, whatever, however you say that. I would invest in, sorry guys, I got a call. I would invest in them 110% when it comes to that, because it's going to pay off. I wasn't a very creative kid. I was a talker. That's why I'm here talking. And a question asker, a truth, wanting to know the truth, a, a truth teller, that's just who I am. And now as an adult, I'm able to just speak and, hopefully encourage others to speak in their truth and to want the truth, and encourage people to be honest. And no matter what the outcome is, tell your truth, tell the truth to people you can trust. Obviously, people who have shown up, trustworthy people. Not everybody deserves to know your deepest, darkest secrets, everything in your shadow. You know what I'm saying? But you have to walk in your truth. That's literally how you're going to become the best version of yourself, is being authentically you, unapologetically you, in the best way, and yes, be you, because nobody can do you like you, baby. But yeah, that was just like another quick little message that I wanted to get out there, encouraging people to walk in their authentic self, take a beat, sit by yourself for a little bit, for a couple days, for a month, to know what you like, what you don't like. I'm not a big journaler because my handwriting is terrible, but I encourage you to journal. Sorry, my dog sheds and I'm throwing stuff, so hair be everywhere. Um, but I just encourage you to get to know yourself, go within, love yourself, and know that you deserve everything that you want in life. If the opportunity presented itself, why don't you think you deserve to have it? Come on now. If the opportunity presented itself, now if it never presented itself, then I don't know, maybe it's not yours. But if the opportunity presented itself, it might not be now, but doesn't mean that you can't have it. You know, do your due diligence, do your part to be the best version of yourself so that you're ready for the opportunity when it presents itself again. And yeah, heal yourself, walk authentically in your power. Don't take advice from people that you do not want to live their lives. If they're miserable, going through it, down and out all the time, don't take their advice. You know, somebody's happy, go lucky, enjoying their best lives, traveling, you know what I'm saying, living in peace, carefree. That's the type of advice. Those are the people you need to be talking to. You know, I encourage you to talk to those that are living in their peace, walking in their authenticity. You can't have lies, living in lies, and be walking in peace. It's not realistic, especially if your life is built on lies. But yes, I encourage everyone to heal yourself, walk in your truth, and be a light. Be a light in the world full of darkness. Okay? No, like dead ass. Be a light in the world full of darkness. So for real. But once again, that is Alara with Couch Conversation and Rico. And yes, heal yourself, walk in your authenticity, be who you are because no one can be you like you. And if an opportunity presented itself, just because it's not now is not the time does not mean that you can't have it. You just have to work hard and choose your heart. Choose the good heart, not the bad heart, not the chaos heart, the peace heart, the yourself heart, the things that are going to benefit you, not the things that are look shiny. Everything that shines ain't everything that glitters ain't always gold, baby. Vet people out. Get to know people, vet people out. Stop people running straight into situations and just going into them. I'm speaking from experience. I'm a girl that exes in the past, you know, I had a couple that would come in and be like, "You're gonna be my girlfriend," and I'm just like, "Ooh, okay, I'm gonna be your girlfriend." And then months or down the line, months, years, like a year, you're like, "I don't like this. Things aren't working out. I'm asking for this and I'm not getting this, but I'm giving this in return. Like it's just not working out. Like I don't like this." Had I took my time and vetted these people, I wouldn't be in this situation. Because everybody doesn't deserve me just because they come in my life and tell me that they want me. Yeah, I'm sure you do. But what do you bring to my life that shows that you're deserving of me? And do not ever let somebody sit there and try to humble you because you've done the work to heal and they have not. People will sit there in your face, unhealed as hell, and be like, "Well, I don't think you should think yourself of so highly, blah, blah, blah." No, I do think of myself so highly. Just don't be mad at me because I have standards, baby, and you don't have no standards because you haven't healed yourself and you don't love yourself. And anything that gives you attention, you gon' bark like a dog because you want it. And anything that give me attention, baby, I will snarl at their ass because I don't want that shit. Because I have standards, because I respect myself. So, humbly, do not ever let nobody who's not doing the work come into your life and tell you that you need to knock yourself down a couple notches because they're insecure, because they're not doing the work. And that's the reality of it. But you don't got to do nothing. You don't have to you don't have to do all that in their face. Respectfully bow out, babes. Bow out because that's all you can do. They have to do the hard work themselves. You can't help them through that. You've done enough. Okay? So, walk in your authenticity, and whoever doesn't like it, bow out respectfully, and you'll catch them on the flip side. Respectfully. This was Alara with Couch Conversation. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and comment what you want me to talk about. Yeah, let's talk about this millennial and Gen Y, why we have so many issues when it comes to relationships, unlike any